Hello and welcome to this webinar, Discover the Top 4 Hot Flash Triggers and the 4 Secrets to Turning Them Off. I am glad you are here, and I think by the end of this presentation you will be glad you decided to show up. I know your time is valuable, and I think you will agree that the information I am about to share with you is worth your time. Before we get started, however, I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. So I do have the chat box on. So if somebody could just type in there, hello, or say your name or something, just so that I know everyone can hear me okay. Okay, great, great. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so we're going to get started here. First of all, I want to say welcome. I'm so happy everyone is here this evening. So are you ready to get rid of your hot flashes and night sweats? Are you ready to get relief? If so, you are in the right place. I created this webinar because I wanted to show you how you can end those awful hot flashes and night sweats that you have been living with and are zapping your energy. If you utilize even one of the secrets I'm sharing tonight, it can help you with getting relief from the biggest complaint I hear from women who are struggling through the menopause, and that, of course, is hot flashes. In case you don't know me, and many of you I see tonight that are on this webinar do, so thank you for joining me. And for anybody that's new, I'm so glad you are here as well. My name is Laura Dankoff, and I'm a holistic nurse practitioner and the founder of Path to Health and Healing and the co-founder of Menopause Sisters. Now, I was going to have Nancy, my sister in kind, here with me tonight. I'm not real good with technology, so I could not quite figure out how to make her join into this. So she will be maybe posting things in the chat box as we go along, so you certainly can watch for that. But Nancy is also the co-founder of Menopause Sisters. Her and I started that together a little over a year ago. So before we dive into things, I think it is important that you know that my mission first and foremost is to provide you with health information that will empower you to be in control of your own health and well-being. To do that, you need to be an informed consumer. You need to know how the food you eat, the environment you live in, and even the products you use can affect your health. This is particularly true when it comes to your hormones and what may be triggering your hot flashes. I know what can happen for you when you have more energy. I know that your life, work, relationships can improve dramatically. One of the things that is likely zapping your energy and mood are those pesky hot flashes and night sweats. Imagine what could happen if you quit having hot flashes and night sweats. You would wake each day feeling more energized and normal because you aren't having your sleep disrupted several times a night. You would be able to handle stress better. You would be more patient. You would be able to think more clearly and be more productive. You would be able to be more in the moment and present for those in your life. Think about what all of that would mean for you. I want to start by sharing I created this webinar because I want to offer you strategies you can use to get relief from your hot flashes. I have treated many women who are suffering every day. They want to know what they can do to get rid of the most distressing symptom before, during, and after menopause. What is it? Of course, it's hot flashes. That's why we're here. Are you asking yourself, what is a hot flash? And why am I having these? This is driving me mad. I know what can happen for you once you are able to get rid of your hot flashes and night sweats. You can feel like you have your life back before all the hormonal madness started. Imagine what could happen if you could wake up without changing your clothes before you go to work because you are already drenched in sweat before you even leave the house. Imagine what could happen if you didn't have to worry about turning beet red in the middle of an important meeting. Imagine what could happen if you could sleep through the night without having night sweats, not even one. Think about what all of that would mean for you. Before I go further, you might be wondering, why am I here speaking to you about how to get rid of hot flashes? I am sharing this to show you that you don't have to go another day suffering from hot flashes once you understand what is triggering them. Now you might be thinking, sure, Laura, you see and treat a lot of women who are suffering from hot flashes, but have you ever had any hormone issues yourself? The answer is yes. I've used to have a lot of symptoms, and that is why I am passionate about helping other women find relief and why I have spent the last several years doing just that. I have spent countless hours immersing myself in learning everything I could about how to get to the root of what is causing my hormones to be so out of balance, and also so that I could help the women that I was treating. Once I realized the mistakes I was making and learned from some of the best functional medicine practitioners and what they were doing to help other women like me, I started making the necessary changes. I quickly started to see things change for myself and for the women I was treating. From my own experiences and what I have learned, I have been able to help now hundreds of women do the same. It wasn't long before word got out about what I was doing to help other perimenopausal and menopausal women who were suffering like I was. Soon, many women from all over were calling to make an appointment with me who were desperate to feel like they once did. They wanted to quit feeling fat, tired, stressed, sleep deprived, and more importantly, they wanted to end their hot flashes. They wanted to do this without being placed on drugs. They wanted to know what the secret was. They wanted to know the root causes that were contributing to their hormonal imbalances once and for all. They wanted to be in control and not be told this is normal, or they needed to be put on an antidepressant or sleeping pill. I have heard that story a lot from women. So you are in the right place if you are ready to quit sweating like a pig every day. You are in the right place if you are tired of feeling exhausted and drained the moment you wake up because you got very little sleep because of the frequent night sweats. You are in the right place if you wake up in a fog and desperately need a cup or two of coffee before you can fully function because of those night sweats. You are in the right place if you have a fan at your desk, even in the winter. So tonight, I'm going to go over the top four hot flash triggers that are draining your energy and making you feel like you are going mad. I will also be sharing with you the 4 secrets that can help turn off your hot flashes for good. What this means for you is you'll immediately be able to take action and start getting some much needed relief from your hot flashes and night sweats once and for all. It's my commitment to give you everything I can in the time we have together. With the strategies I am sharing, you will be able to get started right away, so you can start to see immediate results. Now, I know some of you maybe have additional questions or want to learn more about ways to improve your hormone balance and start thriving rather than just surviving perimenopause and menopause. So for those of you who want to go further, I'll tell you how to do that near the end. So be sure and stay until the end. At the end, you're going to have that opportunity also to ask any questions you may have. Now, you certainly can type them in the chat box, but so I don't get distracted, I'll try to just keep to what I'm going to share with you, and then at the end, I'll answer any of those questions you may have. My intention here is to teach you that you can break free from your hot flashes, that you don't have to accept this as the way it's going to be. There are a lot of people who talk about hormones and menopause, but I find their focus is on telling you what pill to take, which does not set you up for success. It is also not validating you and what you are suffering from. I not only work with clients on what is causing their hot flashes, but I look at why you're having them in the first place. What is the root cause? Simply treating symptoms without addressing the root cause will not lead to long-lasting relief. There's always a reason. When we figure out, we can get to the bottom of it and have the freedom to be ourselves again and start thriving. Once you understand how to make the right choices for yourself. So let's dive into things. Here is your hot flash alert. If you are suffering from hot flashes, I probably don't have to tell you that common symptoms associated with hot flashes are intense feelings of heat, rapid or irregular heartbeat, flushing or reddened face and neck, perspiration, sleep disturbances, being hot and then being cold. Certainly there could be other symptoms, and you may not experience all of these. You may just have some of these, but these are pretty typical symptoms for a hot flash. Let's take a look at some of the hot flash facts. 3 out of 4 women in menopause experience hot flashes and night sweats. That's a lot of women suffering. Changes in estrogen can affect temperature regulation in the brain. So let's think about this a minute. So your hypothalamus, which is in your midbrain, stimulates hormone release. So when the estrogen levels are fluctuating, that messes up with the temperature gauge in your hypothalamus. And for some women, this is what's triggering a hot flash. I recently had one of our menopause sisters members on Facebook even asked me, are hot flashes, run in families, or is there reason that I'm not having them and somebody else is? And, I didn't really have an answer, a direct answer for her, other than to say, I do think there's definitely a genetic component, because it seems like when I talk to women, they'll often say, well, yeah, my mom suffered from them and now I'm suffering from them. But yet other women don't. But there are certainly things other than genetics at play for some women. So there are some things you can do. You can't change your genetics, but you can change some other lifestyle factors. So other facts: hormone changes that can trigger your hot flashes equal low or high estrogen, low progesterone, and low testosterone. So many people think as you're going through perimenopause and menopause and the hormones are changing, that your estrogen can be super low, and it might be. But often what's happening is your progesterone's falling way faster than your estrogen, and this imbalance can create an estrogen dominance, even if your estrogen isn't high, or that slight drop in estrogen is enough to trigger hot flashes for you. Then for night sweats, this can be triggered by lower high cortisol and lower high estrogen. Now that I have covered the science behind hot flashes, do you know what your hot flash triggers are? My guess is if you knew the answer to that, you would not be here right now. You might have some idea, such as the obvious one. It has something to do with your hormones. So let's look at that. Your top 4 hot flash triggers. These include hormone changes, stress, diet, and alcohol. Now, certainly there can be others, but I find these are the top 4 triggers. I'm going to talk about each one of these, and then I will reveal the 4 secrets to turning off your hot flashes. So let's talk about hormone changes. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, before you even hit menopause, your hormones are changing. I see this happen in most women anytime after the age of 35 on average. They were having normal periods maybe, they were sleeping good, their mood was stable, then all of a sudden their periods start getting irregular, they're not sleeping as well, and for some they start having hot flashes. Usually within the first 3 to 5 years, maybe even before they even hit menopause. Sometimes it's just right before, sometimes it's after, everybody's different, and it's not going to happen to everyone. So definitely the changes in your hormones is going to be your first trigger. The next trigger can be stress. Lord knows so many women are so stressed out, myself included. I put it on myself just like every other woman. I'm working a full-time job, but yet then I started Menopause Sisters, and another website, Path to Health and Healing, and writing blogs and doing webinars and writing books, and it's my own fault. But at the same time, it's something I'm passionate about, so I enjoy it. So it doesn't stress me out. So if you're doing something you love, you're going to have less stress. But at some point in time, that day-to-day stress is going to catch up with you. If you have an important meeting, or if you have some confrontation with a family member or a boss, that's a surefire way to trigger a hot flash, because you're going to release adrenaline and cortisol, and that is going to be triggering your hot flash. Then diet. Diet is a huge factor in triggering hot flashes, particularly in the evening, it seems like. So if you're getting home from work, so I could almost talk about diet and alcohol together. You get home from work in the evening, you've had it after a long day. You would love to have a piece of dark chocolate and a glass of wine. And that is a surefire setup for a hot flash as soon as it touches your lips. Why this is, not sure. It could certainly be the carbohydrates that are in both of those, but these are known triggers. Things that are less apt to trigger hot flashes in your diet, of course, is eating a healthy diet, and we're going to talk more about things here in a moment, and limiting your carbs, sugars, and alcohol. So now the moment you have been patiently waiting for the last few moments. Here are the 4 secrets to turning off your hot flashes. Let me just say that these 4 secrets that will help relieve your hot flashes will only work if you first and foremost address the first secret here. And that is to avoid and change your triggers. So we just learned what those triggers are. Know your numbers when it comes to your hormones. If you know your hormones are out of balance, work with your health practitioner or somebody that's versed in analyzing hormones and treating women with hormonal imbalances. Personally, I prefer saliva testing over blood testing to look at hormone levels. So knowing your numbers can help validate how you're feeling, but it can also give you a place to start in how to address your hormone imbalances and your hot flashes. So understand what is going on with your hormones. We will talk about stress management also, and take a hard look at your diet and limit or get rid of the glass of wine in the evening, as I mentioned. So the next secret is remember to breathe and find balance. This speaks to taking time for you and finding ways to reduce stress. Keep cool. I will be sharing more about this in a moment. Then I'm going to share some of the herbal remedies that can help support hormone balance and provide relief from your hot flashes. Now that you know these 4 secrets, let's look at each one a little bit closer. We all know that eating a healthy diet is important, as I mentioned, but did you know that certain foods you eat can and will trigger a hot flash? Do you know what they are? So you may have had experience with this already, and you're pretty clear on what triggers your hot flashes. But certainly if you guess sugars and carbs, as I mentioned earlier, you would be right. Not only that, your diet will have a direct impact on your hormone balance. So let me explain how that is. So When you consume food, let's say you're consuming processed food and sugars. When you digest that, one, it's going to be harder to digest and it's going to create inflammation. Your body really doesn't like those things. And so when you have inflammation in your digestive tract, it's going to make it harder for you to absorb your nutrients, such as your amino acids and B vitamins, which help make your neurochemicals and your hormones. Certainly, you need some cholesterol to make your hormones. Did you know that all of your hormones start out as cholesterol? And so when we, as health practitioners, tell you to lower your cholesterol, it's too high. What we should be focusing in on is inflammation. Because if we lower your cholesterol too much, you're going to feel terrible because you're not going to have enough reserve to make your hormones. So what goes in your mouth will have a direct impact on your overall health and your hormone balance. Alcohol is also notorious for triggering hot flashes. No more than the alcohol touches your lips and you will be thrown into a raging fire. It is amazing how fast it will happen. If you have ever experienced this, you know that what I am talking about. Stress, life, balance. As I mentioned, we are all under stress every single day. So trying to find time to manage your stress-life balance can be very challenging. Stress will trigger a hot flash, as I mentioned before. Think about it. Have you ever been nervous about something, such as going to an important meeting or meeting someone for the first time? Were you nervous? Did you think, oh, please don't let me have a hot flash now? What happens? You guessed it. Those annoying hot flashes are firing on all cylinders, coming one right after the other. You feel everyone is looking at you, and they are wondering, why are you so uncomfortable and nervous? Arg! So how can you keep this from happening? How can you minimize the stress triggers to help turn off your hot flashes? Well, this takes conscious work and effort. Having a daily practice of mindfulness and mindfulness and relaxation can help put you into the zone, so to speak, to shut off the adrenaline cortisol surge that is triggering your hot flashes in the first place. There are different ways to practice relaxation. On the fly, just stopping and doing some slow, deep breathing can help. Find a quick spot for a quick meditation. I know you're saying right now, like, yeah, right, Laura, that's going to happen. But really, honestly, if you just take some time to just do some deep breaths, you can do that when you're driving. You can do that when you're walking. You can just do that sitting at your desk. Another way to help relax is just listening to guided meditation or relaxing music. Not just before a meeting or anticipated situation, but daily. Make it a daily practice. A daily practice of relaxation can help reduce stress, support better hormone balance, and reduce your hot flash episodes. So the next secret I want to talk to you about keeping your cool, is Cool Cami. Now, this is where I wanted Nancy to come into the discussion, and maybe Nancy can post some things about Cool Cami in the chat box for us. I'll talk about it as she's doing that, but Cool Cami is a really cool product, no pun intended. So Nancy has terrible hot flashes. She was having them several times a day. They were waking her up at night, and she really didn't want to take any hormones or a bunch of supplements. And she wasn't terribly interested in changing her lifestyle. I mean, she eats healthy, she exercises, but she likes an occasional glass of wine in the evening, and she wasn't willing to give that up. So, lo and behold, through her entrepreneurial spirit that she has, she developed the Cool Cami product in conjunction with an engineer from MIT. This is a really fascinating product. In fact, we brought this out at the Menopause Sisters workshop last fall, and we had some women purchasing it and have gotten great feedback about it. They just love it. I mean, you really have to try it and see it in person to really appreciate it. But the camisole itself is made out of a a breathable bamboo fabric that keeps you cool, but it also absorbs moisture. So you know when you're having a hot flash and you start sweating terribly, it's going to absorb that moisture. And in the belly portion of this, I don't know if you can see my arrow here. I'm going to mark right here. Right here is a cooling liner. It is really discreet, and this fabric is very form-fitting. And you put this cooling liner, which kind of looks like this thing here that the gal's sleeping on, and you put that in there, and as soon as you have a hot flash, it instantly will cool you down. Now, it lasts, you know, a few hours, maybe up to 4 hours, depending on how many hot flashes you're having. And when it's, you know, not activating anymore, you take it out, and there's a replacement liner you put in there. And when it's sitting out away from your skin, it regenerates itself. It never has to be replaced. It will constantly regenerate itself. It's really an amazing product. So if you don't want the camisole, or in addition to the camisole to help with your night sweats, you can get the Cool Me Mat, which you see here. I'm going to just put up this offer. Hopefully you can see that. That Nancy has for you, where you can go and get this cool cami and or the Cool Me Mat at coolcami.com, and just put in the special offer that she's sharing with us tonight. So really a great product, and I hope that if you're really suffering from hot flashes, this is certainly a great option for you. Okay, so I want to make sure that everybody's seeing that offer. If you're not, let me know. Let Nancy know so that she can just type it in the chat box for you. Okay, great. Okay, so let's move on here. Before we dive into the final secret to help relieve your hot flashes, I'd like to take a couple of minutes and share information about a very special program I'm real excited about. I created that gives you everything you need to start thriving and surviving menopause. But first, let me just say, I know that if you implement just one of the secrets that we've talked about tonight, you will get some relief from your hot flashes. Start with just one of the strategies you have been given, whether it's changing your diet, working on relaxation, or getting Nancy's amazing Cool Cami for instant relief without drugs or unpleasant side effects. I will be sharing some safe herbal remedy options with you in just a moment, and also opening up to questions. But first, if you love what you have heard here and want to go much deeper than I was able to do with you tonight, you can. Earlier, I promised that I'd share how you can take this even further. So if what we talked about resonates with you and you'd really like to go deeper, I have a special invitation for you. You don't have to spend hours and hours researching and trying to figure things out on your own. This done for you program I'm going to share with you will help you. This program is for you if you are ready to take control of your health and hormone balance. This program is for women before, during, and after menopause, but really it's about also helping your overall health. I know you're busy, and the nice thing about this program is that you can do it on your time, not someone else's, not on my time, but your time. So without further ado, I want to invite you to sign up today for the 30-day challenge to thriving and surviving menopause. Now, this program is not just for women in menopause, but as I just mentioned, it is for women who want to optimize their health before, during, and after menopause. So you might be asking yourself, why should I join? First, let me ask you, are you tired of feeling fat, tired, hot, irritable, depressed, sleep deprived, and having absolutely no sex drive? If so, this online program will help you explore what is going on with your hormones that are making you feel fat, tired, irritable, sleep deprived, and delve deeper into what is causing your hot flashes, more so than I've gone through here tonight, and help to get rid of them for good. There is so much information in this program that I don't even have time to tell you about all of it. So in the 30-day challenge to thriving and surviving menopause, you will discover what you are doing now, what's working, what's not working, and get my recommendations for taking your next steps to thriving before, during, and after menopause. You will learn the precise strategies you need to start thriving rather than just surviving menopause. This program is for you if you're ready to get your life back. This program is for you if you're ready to reclaim your energy. This program is for you if you are ready to banish your hot flashes and night sweats. This program is also for you if you are ready to end the emotional roller coaster, get a good night's sleep, and rediscover your libido and sex drive. I want you to take action right away. For a limited time, I'm going to be offering this program to you for a special rate. Before I tell you what that is, let me first show you all the great information that you're going to get immediate access to when you join. What you will learn during the 30-day challenge to thriving and surviving menopause. You will discover the 6 root causes that are keeping you from thriving rather than just surviving menopause. A lot of those symptoms that I talked to you about. What is the root cause of them? You're going to ask yourself, is this menopause or am I going crazy? A lot of women are told by their health practitioners, oh, just take an antidepressant. First of all, you are not going crazy. Once you understand what is causing your symptoms, you can start addressing them head on. You can have a life after menopause that does not leave you feeling like you're crazy. One of the most exciting aspects of this program is you will develop your very own menopause survivor guide and have the necessary tools to start taking steps to get off the hormone roller coaster ride once and for all. Okay, so when you join the 30-day challenge, you are going to get all of the following. You're going to get 4 weeks of audios or MP3s to support and educate you on your 30-day challenge. Also, I'm going to include there all the transcripts that goes with those audios for each week. You're going to get the menopause and your hormones, understanding what is happening. You're going to get Menopause Survivor Guide, 6 root causes of hormonal imbalances. Many of these are in handouts, in ebook forms. You're also going to get the Menopause Survivor Guide workbook. There's a ton of information in there and links to other resources to help you. That is also true with the Menopause Survivor Testing Guide. I'm going to give you a list of all the different companies that do testing, ways to test, the pros and cons of various ways of testing your hormones and so forth. You're going to get Menopause Defined handout. I've never shared this handout with anyone, anywhere, and you're going to get it in this kit or in this program. And as I mentioned, you're going to develop your own My Menopause Survivor Guide, your personal survivor guide that you will complete during the course of the program. So if you are ready to feel more alive, have more energy, happiness, get rid of those hot flashes, and reclaim your balance once and for all, then it's time for you to join the 30-day challenge to thriving and surviving menopause. Now, you can't click on the screen as it shows there, but I'm going to show you the offer now. And hopefully you see it on your screen. If not, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to show you here in a moment exactly where you can go to also get more information about the program. So as I mentioned earlier, the most amazing part about this program is that you will be putting together your own Menopause Survivor Guide. This is going to be your personal guidebook, which will include the following. It will include understanding what is happening to your hormones during menopause. So you're going to understand what's going on with your hormones. You're going to get specific symptoms that can be your specific menopause symptoms and what is causing them. You're going to know which hormones are out of balance potentially causing those symptoms that you're having, whether it's changes in mood, night sweats, headaches, constipation, all kinds of symptoms that can be associated with menopause, gaining weight, and so forth. You're going to also include it in your Menopause Survivor Guide. You're going to get the steps you can take to help support better hormone balance by addressing your unique root causes of those imbalances, which you're going to figure out during this program. You're going to be developing your own unique Menopause Survivor Guide contract with yourself. And also what tests you need to reveal what is going on and discover how to maintain balance on your health journey. I think you can agree that you are getting a lot of great information to help you on your menopause journey. However, I really wanted to make sure you have all the tools you need to succeed. For that reason, when you join the 30-day challenge program, you will also get 8 super bonuses that will further support you. I mean, these bonuses alone are worth way more than this program is. You're going to get the detox your body for better hormone balance. You're going to get herbs and spices to boost health during menopause, insomnia cures without medication. You're going to get lead by example. What that is that has to do with, you know, how you perceive life and the people around you, and taking a time for self-reflection on your attitude and how you're looking at life and so forth. You're going to get lost libido, learn about ways to help your libido. And stress is such a huge part of your sense of well-being. And I always say stress is at the root of all health problems, which I truly feel it is. So I have 3 bonuses here specifically that deal with relaxation and stress management. Those include meditation for relaxation. You're going to get steps to reducing stress and promoting better hormone balance, and another stress reducing meditation, along with 1 secret bonus. So if this is something you are interested in, I strongly encourage you to sign up today for the 30-day challenge to thriving and surviving menopause. For a limited time, I'm offering you this program for only $97 for the next 3 days. Then the price will go up to $147. So that is $50 off. I could easily charge $1,997 for this program, given all of the information you will be getting. Are you on the fence about whether to invest? I know you're thinking, oh, $97. I don't know. Should you invest this in yourself or not? I want you to ask yourself, what is it costing you not to join? How much have you already spent on supplements and medications to try and feel better? How much have you spent going to your health practitioner only to walk out with no answers? How much is it costing your health to be stressed out and not living a life of peace and happiness? How much is it costing you to not live the life you want because you are feeling too fat, tired, irritable, you're suffering from hot flashes and night sweats? Not only that, your sex drive has taken a hike. Don't you think it is time to start enjoying your life again with the love and support of other women? The reality is your life is priceless. You are worth so much more than you give yourself credit for. And taking care of yourself is important. You are important. I can hear you now. I don't have time, and I am too busy to take care of everyone else. Let me ask you, what happens if you are not there for 10 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, a day, or even each week? They will survive, and you will have the energy to be more present when you take time to take care of you. The cost of this program is so much less than many of the programs out there. I want to make this affordable. Many will think I am pricing this program too low when you consider the amount of time that was put into developing the program, the cost per hour for the information, along with all of my years of training and experience in research. As I mentioned, I could easily offer this program for $1,997. You have probably spent more in medical visits, tests, books, tapes, supplements, and medications. I'm not going to charge you $1,997. Right now, you can get this program for only $97. A 1-hour consult alone would cost way more than that. A 1-hour consult with a health professional can easily cost $200 to $600 per hour. If you are ready to get the guidance and structure that can enable you to have more energy, halt the weight gain, end the hot flashes, and get a good night's sleep, rediscover your libido, then this program is for you. And you can see the link there. There's a short link, a bit.ly link, or you just go to menopaussisters.com/products, and you'll see it at the top of the page there where you can click and read more information and go ahead and sign up for the program itself. So I really, really hope that you'll consider it. It's a small investment when it comes to your health. Okay, now, earlier I promised that I would be sharing 4 secrets to turning off your hot flashes. The last secret I want to share with you are some of the natural remedies that are available to support hormone balance. Before I share these with you, let me just throw the following disclaimer in. Since I am a health professional, this is very important. The information I'm providing with you is not intended to replace a one-on-one relationship with a qualified health care professional and is not intended as medical advice. It is intended as a sharing of knowledge and information from my years of experience as a nurse practitioner. I encourage you to make your own healthcare decisions based upon your research and in partnership with a qualified health professional. Now that we are all clear on that, there are 3 primary natural supplemental methods to support hormone balance. Those are bioidentical hormones, homeopathy, and herbal remedies. For the sake of time, I am going to share with you 5 herbal remedies. I go into more detail about the herbal, homeopathic, and bioidentical treatment options in the 30-day challenge program. Quite honestly, I could spend hours talking on this subject alone. So, given our limited time, I will touch on a few of the popular herbal options available for hot flashes. These include, rhubarb extract, black cohosh, Pueraria mirifica, passion flower, and evening primrose. Now, some of these you may have heard of, some of them you have probably never heard of. So let's talk about each one of them briefly here. And then we're going to have time for some questions. First of all is rhubarb extract. Rhubarb extract is really a fascinating product. There was a formal 12-week clinical study done on this product, and they found that rhubarb extract contains something called ER 731, which is a special extract of the rhubarb root that has been shown in clinical studies to significantly reduce hot flashes. In fact, in this 12-week study, women were having on average 12 hot flashes a day, and they reduced them to 2. That's really significant. I've had a few women that have taken this, and they do say it does help with their hot flashes. In a 6-month study, they also measured their symptoms on what's known as the menopause rating scale. So it's really one option out there for you. But again, consult with your healthcare practitioner about what is right for you, because everybody's different. Probably the most popular is black cohosh. A lot of women will take this. It's fairly inexpensive. However, if you're having problems with some anxiety and sleep and fatigue, I like this particular product by Integrative Therapeutics called the AM/PM Menopause Formula. It not only has black cohosh in it, which can help with your hot flashes, but it also has some ginseng root, which helps with adrenal support. It has hops and valerian and L-theanine at night. That can help you get a restful night's sleep. Now, with either this or the rhubarb extract, or any of the herbals, generally they're not going to be instantaneous. You need to, give them, I would say you really need to give them 4 to 6 weeks, some up to 3 months to get the full benefit from them. So just keep that in mind. The next one you probably likely have never heard of. It's called Pueraria Mirifica, unless you're one of my patients and you have heard it from me. There's really only 2 brands out there that I'd recommend. One is by SoulGuard, and the other is by Dr. Christiane Northrup, and that's the one I have up here called Amata. Groundbreaking daily regimen for women who want to embrace the wisdom of menopause while alleviating their symptoms. For more than 700 years, women in Southeast Asia have used this root to alleviate their symptoms of menopause and restore their youth and vitality. What this herb does or root vegetable does, it helps modulate your hormone balance. In fact, this can be used in both men and women. There was actually a study done with Pueraria Mirifica in 2007 and was published in the Journal of Medical Association of Thailand that concluded that it's relatively safe in relieving menopausal symptoms, or that's what the climacteric means. So this is certainly a viable option and one that I think is relatively safe. So go out, read about it, read the research, but I talk more about this within the 30-day challenge as well. Then there's evening primrose and passion flower. Let's talk about passion flower first. Passion flower is one that would be great, particularly at night. It helps it cools the anxiety that can trigger hot flashes. And it helps increase gamma-butyric acid levels in the brain. So why is that important? Well, a lot of women have trouble shutting off their brain at night. They'll just start thinking about things over and over again, and they just can't shut it off. So GABA really helps to calm that down and helps you to relax and shut your brain off so you can sleep. Evening primrose, this is an essential fatty acid that helps regulate estrogen and has a cooling and calming effect. So those are just a few of the herbal remedies. There's certainly many more than that out there, but I just wanted to share some of them maybe unusual that you haven't heard of, and also some of the more common. So I would be happy to take any questions now that you have. So type your questions if you haven't already, and I will answer as many as I can in the time we have left. I just want to also say thank you for being here, and hopefully you've learned a lot on tonight's webinar. I hope you would take the strategies I've shared and start putting them into use right away. I know these strategies can work as long as you use them, and if you're ready to take things further to reclaiming your hormones, I strongly encourage you to join the 30-day challenge to thriving and surviving menopause. Now, at either one of these links you see here. So you can go strictly to menopauseSisters.com/products. That's menopauseSisters.com/products. Again, I would ask yourself these questions when trying to decide if this program's right for you. Are you tired of your hormonal ups and downs? Are you tired of feeling like you are in this alone? Are you tired of feeling hot, fat, fatigued, irritable, depressed, and sleep deprived? If your answer is yes to any of these questions, then what's important is that you make a decision now. And if you know other women that are not here with us tonight that you know would benefit from this program, please, please feel free to share this with them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up to questions. So let me check the chat box and look at what questions we have. Oh, we have a lot of questions in here. Okay, I have a lot of questions here about the program itself, so I'm going to answer some of those. One question is, I'm too busy. How much time is this going to take? I know you're busy, and I don't want this program to cause you more stress. In fact, there are several things in the program to help you with your stress. Not only that, consider how much time and money you've already wasted, and yet you still don't feel like yourself. Though this program is only 30 days or 4 weeks long, you will still have unlimited access to all the materials and recordings so that you can go at your own pace and refer back to it in the future. Your health is worth the investment. You know, $97 is not a huge investment. Okay, everyone. I think that's it for tonight. I want to again say, wow. Thank you for spending time with me. I'm truly honored, and I really value your time. And I hope that you found this information valuable tonight. And like I said, feel free to share it with other women you know that may benefit from it. You know, Menopause Sisters was started as a place to help other women who are experiencing what we're experiencing. You know, it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to share. It's okay to offer each other support. And that's why we started Menopause Sisters. And if you haven't joined our Facebook group, I'd certainly encourage you to do that. You can find out how to do that at menopausesisters.com. And I really wish you the best in your life and in your health. And I wish you a good night. Thanks for being here, everyone.